Welcome to the Butt Fixer Podcast, brought to you by Shane Gentry and John Van Olden. Sit back, listen up, and listen good. You're going to hear it all right because we've already done it all wrong. We're going to help you meet your goals and fix your butts. Welcome to the Butt Fixer Podcast. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Shane Gentry here with the Butt Fixer Podcast at 2024 NCVC, North Carolina Veterinary Conference. Today we've got Alison Burell.
Yep.
Got you, Burell. And she is a real estate broker.
That is correct.
CARR.
I am.
Is that somebody's name, or does that stand for something?
It's a last name.
Okay, cool.
So we are CARR, and we are exclusive healthcare real estate broker, which means that we help vets find space to lease or purchase.
Okay.
We are in all 50 states, and we have 6 brokers in North Carolina. My territory is North Carolina, and we are excited to be back at NCVC this year.
Well, we're glad to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
So when you're picking, like, what's your target client? Like, is it a conglomerate like that buys up lots of hospitals, or are you kind of private hospital to working with the owner? Or
that's a really great question. I think people don't realize how much we can do, and so we will work with somebody that's just coming out and wants to do a startup.
Mm-hmm.
That's a perfect client where we can help navigate them through the hurdles of that and find a space. We'll also work with somebody that's established and has multiple practices. So there's not really an answer to your question. What we do is we exclusively work really on the tenant side or the buyer side. So we're not working for landlords that own property, like a big entity that owns a building that you're leasing from. We're working for the vet itself.
Got it.
And our job is, as a broker, is to negotiate and get really good deals for you, but also to help be a connector, to connect you with the other resources, the other vendors, the other partners, lenders, builders, to make sure that you will be successful once you open.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Pretty comprehensive.
Yeah, it is. It is.
So I want to know, what do you like to do when you're not real estate, when you're not selling or buying a practice? Like, what are the things that drive you to show up to work? Let's talk about you, the person,
personally,
not the broker.
Okay, let's talk about me as a person. So
Yes.
I have 2 boys that are 17, senior in high school, and 19. I like to spend time with them as I can, as they allow me to. So that's fun.
Look, I've got 6 kids, all grown and gone out of the house. Been there.
Yeah,
Trust me, you'll be cool again one day.
I will be. I'm hoping it's sooner than later, though.
Hey, look, when they get out there and they got to navigate the real world and go, shit, all the stuff that mom told us was right. Then they come back with their tail tucked, go, I need some advice.
Yeah, I'm living the keep my mouth shut, don't provide any guidance right now. And it's really, really hard for somebody that likes to help. So, yeah. So I like to hike. I like to be outdoors. I love good live music. So I go to a lot of concerts.
Who's your favorite band?
Favorite band, probably Chris Stapleton.
Okay, yeah. Nothing wrong with that.
Zach Brown Band too. I like them.
Yep.
But I like all types of music, so it doesn't just not country. I also like to travel to like the mountains of North Carolina and spend time with family. I'm a North Carolina native. Lived here my entire life. Have no plans of moving anywhere too far too soon. And just like to enjoy family time.
Good.
Yeah.
So I know you're based in, North Carolina is your territory. Do you ever get called in on, maybe a bigger project in another state where someone could use your expertise?
Yeah. So the great thing about CARR is that we're in all 50 states. So we have brokers in all states. We also hold some national account deals. So we'll have deals that where clients are not only based in North Carolina, but they have a practice, let's say in Virginia or South Carolina. And so we can work with those clients in those other markets alongside with our peer that's in that market. So we do collaboratively, to your point, work together sometimes, depending on the client needs. So that's always really fun because it's fun to see a client go past the borders of North Carolina and expand their practices. And then we get to see and reap some of those like successes alongside of them. So.
Man, teamwork makes the dream work,
And that's always been my motto. Teamwork makes the dream work. And, we are really there because, vets really help the population that they help. And we want to help them be able to do that and service those families, those animals, and really give back. And they really do care. And there's a lot of gray area within real estate. And I think a lot of times it's scary. But if you can be well positioned in your real estate, and even if you have the ability to own in the future, we just want to position people in the right space. So.
Yeah, especially for a vet that's going to be, more of maybe like a private vet that's not interested in selling to a larger company.
Yeah.
Their real estate that's their retirement.
That's their retirement.
That's the money.
Yeah.
You know,
And then
it's like McDonald's. They ain't selling hamburgers. They're in the real estate business.
Yeah. And then if they do decide to sell their practice, they can still hold that real estate. And then they can become a landlord for a period of time if they want, and they can sell it later. But we love to just position ourselves in that way and just be that connector and that voice of reason, you know, because there's construction costs right now. Land costs are really high. You know, North Carolina, where are you from?
I'm here.
Okay. It's kind of crazy how much we've grown. And so there's a lot of fear that it's too expensive for me to do. But there's a lot of avenues to get there. And I think I love the American dream. I love to see somebody say, hey, this is what I want to do, and help them live out that dream together.
That just enhances the care that the customer's getting from their veterinarian, because if the vet's so stressed out about, you know, I mean, there's always going to be stress, but I mean, if they feel like they can't navigate the sale on their own, or you know, all of the stresses that you're alleviating leave them open to be able to give better care and not be burdened with all the stuff behind the scenes.
That is correct. Ultimately, they're really good at doing their job. Right. And when I have a problem with my dog and need some support, I go to my vet and I rely on my vet. I don't want them to be burdened with trivial negotiations that we understand. We want to be able to position them in a way that they can execute a plan and move forward with it. And not only just that, not only purchase the land or sign the lease, but that they get to that point of opening their doors and being successful. Because it's not just the transaction that matters; it's the things right after the transaction that matter.
So you got a little bit of aftercare support.
Yeah, we do. We do. Yeah. So, but you know, we're here today at NCVC because we care about the vets here. We care about our state of North Carolina. We care about providing good service and also collaborating with other industry council partners. This is the best place for us to see people that we talk to all the time on the phone, but don't get to catch up with all the time. And it's a great place for us to meet new people that are working within the industry, and really collaboratively figure out how we can provide better service together. So, I
love it.
Yeah.
So it's the Butt Fixer Podcast.
All right.
So give us a butt. What have you had to overcome? What hurdles do you feel like you've had to overcome that would be I wish I could do this, or I should have done that, but give us a butt.
There's lots of butts in life, I think. But from staying in tune to real estate and vets, I think the biggest hurdle we all see is the price of construction or the price of space. As interest rates have gone up, and as we've had some inflation and price evaluations of property has gone up. I think, you know, sometimes we don't look outside the box. And that, I think it's really critical for us to consider outside the box, and that one solution doesn't fit all. And so I think the hurdle of price or construction being a limitation is always going to be existent in some way, right? Yeah. And so,
I mean, you're playing with big money, no matter, even if it's a small hospital, it's big money.
It's big money. Yeah.
Dirt ain't cheap.
No, it's not. But we all need to buy it, right?
Exactly. Well, let's, why don't you tell everybody how we can find you if somebody's listening to this?
Services, absolutely.
How do we find you? Socials, emails, whatever you want.
Perfect. I'll make it really, really easy for everybody. You can go to CARR, CARR.us. And then you can also search agents. My information, Alison Burell, is on that website. But you can also find an agent specific to your market, your territory, your state. And I'd be glad to answer any questions. We do free lease evaluations. We'll do any kind of evaluation on purchases, just to help people figure out if they're in a good position or if they're not.
Cool.
So,
well, thank you for coming out today.
No,
Appreciate
Shay,
you.
Thank you for doing this.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Thank you for listening to this edition of the Butt Fixer Podcast. Stay tuned for more guests, more stories, and more butt fixes. Make sure you click, like, subscribe, and follow at all of the places where you stream podcasts.